Hey guys, so my parts came in. It's been about 20 days since I ordered them, which I think is pretty good since it's coming from China. Here are the seals. And here are the bearings, which I find it kind of cool or interesting that the screws are in there as well. So obviously they package each order differently. Anyways, talk to you later. Bye. I've got the bearings put back on the ms390 crankshaft, and I'm just prepping everything. I'm gonna seal her all up, and I had some problems with that one that was broke off in there. I ended up just drilling it out bigger and getting a bolt for it. It's in the front, so it's easy to get a wrench on it. I couldn't get that broken piece out, so just had to drill it out. And it's gonna go back together. Gonna put silicone on it, and we'll see you in a little while. Alright guys, so I've got the cylinder back together with the piston and crank in there. You can see I've tightened her down. And this corner one up in here was the one that was broken, and I ended up having to put a lock washer and nut, and I've got it real tight. So it was actually kind of a fight putting the piston back in the cylinder. Usually they just push right in there, and I lubed up the rings and lubed up the cylinder, and I had to use this little tool here to reach down in there and just push the rings in. And you got to make sure that they stay on the little so they're centered in the round. There's like a round pin that the piston ring, so it doesn't rotate, and you got to make sure that they stay in the right spot. But it does rotate, and it feels good. And I lubed the bearings up before I put it back together, and so now it's just basically putting it back together. The seals, when I took the old ones off and put the new ones on, I lubed the shaft when I put them on, but they were much tighter, so obviously those were wore out as well. And so I may need to get new fuel lines and stuff like that, but we're going to put it back together and see if it runs good. And it definitely didn't run very good when I got it. It didn't run at all. So anyways, I have all the oil pump and the clutch and spring all back together. This is how it goes. And the oil pump, there's a hose that comes up from the bottom, and then there's a hard line with the O-ring. It snaps into there, bolts down. Then the big washer, it says top on it, you put that on next, and then put a piece of rope in the spark plug hole, thread the clutch on, tighten it. It's the lefty tighty, it's opposite, and then just put it all back together. And the spring, what did I use? I found this tube, and I'm not going to take credit for this because I watched Terrell Fixes All on YouTube. You put this, because the spring is really tight, right? So you put this in there, and then you pull it, and then that slips over that, and the spring just goes, because you can't pull that without. So what makes this so good is that it slips over that metal. So when you pull it, push it down, and then pop the spring off with a screwdriver. I know there's no video of me actually doing that, but hopefully that little tip helps you. Now I'm just going to put the cover back on, and we're slowly going through all the parts.